Hymn 10.29, Indra, 8 verses. As sits the young bird on the tree rejoicing, ye swift pair have been aroused by clear laudation, whose herald priest through many days is Indra, earth's guardian, friend of men, best of heroes. May we, when this dawn and the next advance hither, be thy best servants, most heroic hero. Let the victorious car with triple splendor bring hitherward be 100 chiefs with Kutsa. What was the gladdening draught that pleased thee, Indra? Speed through our doors to songs, for thou art mighty. Why comest thou to me? What gift attracts thee? Fain would I bring thee food most meet to offer. Indra, what fame hath one like thee mid heroes? With what plan wilt thou act? Why hast thou sought us, as a true friend, wide strider, to sustain us, since food absorbs the thought of each among us? Speed happily those as Surya ends his journey, who meets his wish as bridegrooms meet their spouses. Men who present, O Indra, strong by nature, with food the many songs that tell thy praises. Thine are 2 measures, Indra, well wide meted, heaven for thy majesty, earth for thy wisdom. Here for thy choice are somas mixed with butter. May the sweet meat be pleasant for thy drinking. They have poured out a bowl to him, to Indra, full of sweet juice, for faithful is his bounty. O'er earth's expanse hath he grown great by wisdom, the friend of man, and by heroic exploits Indra hath conquered in his wars. The mighty, men strive in multitudes to win his friendship. Ascend thy chariot, as it were in battle, which thou shalt drive to us with gracious favor. And we can think of the material world as the place of wisdom, and the spiritual one being the greater one makes sense as the general undefined glory. Are, the source of power. Hymn 1030, Waters, 15 verses. As 'twere with swift exertion of the spirit, that the priest speed to the celestial waters, the glorious food of Varuna and Mitra, to him who spreadeth far this laud I offer. Of the Varius, he, ye ready with oblations, and come with longing to the longing waters, down on which looks the purple-tinted eagle. Pour ye that flowing wave this day, deft-handed, go to the reservoir, O ye of Varius, worship the water's child with your oblations. A consecrated wave he now will give you, so press for him the soma, rich in sweetness, he who shines bright in floods, unfed with fuel, whom sages worship at their sacrifices. Give waters rich in sweets, child of the waters, even those which gave heroic might to Indra, those in which Soma joys and is delighted. As a young man with fair and pleasant damsels, go thou unto those waters, O Avaryu, and purify with herbs what thou infusest. So maidens bow before the youthful gallant, who comes with love to them who yearn to meet him. In heart accordant and in wish one-minded are the Avaryus and the heavenly waters, he who made room for you when fast imprisoned, who freed you from the mighty imprecation. Even to that Indra send the meat-rich current, the wave that gratifies the gods, O waters. Send forth to him the meat-rich wave, O rivers, which is your offspring, and a well of sweetness, oil balm to be implored at sacrifices. Ye wealthy water, hear my invocation. Send forth the rapture-giving wave, O rivers, which Indra drinks, which set the twain in motion. The well that springeth from the clouds, desirous that wandereth triple-formed, distilling transport. These winding streams, which with their double current, like cattle raiders, seek the lower pastures. Waters which dwell together thrive together. Queens, mothers of the world, ease riches honor. Send forth our sacrifice with holy worship, and send forth the hymn and prayer for gain of riches. No need of sacrifice disclosed to utter. For need of sacrifice disclosed to utter. Give gracious hearing to our call, O waters, for wealthy waters, ye control all treasures. Ye bring auspicious intellect and amrita. Ye are the queens of independent riches. Sarasvati, give full life to the singer. When I behold the waters come hither, carrying with them milk and meat and butter, bearing the well-pressed soma juice to Indra, they harmonize in spirit with Advaryus. Rich they are come with wealth for living beings. O friends of Advaryus, seat them in their places. Seat them on the holy grass, ye soma bringers, in harmony with the offspring of the waters. Now to this grass are come the longing waters. The pious ones are seated at our worship. Advaryus press the soma juice for Indra. So will the service of the gods be easy. And we can do water magic without treating the water as intercessory deities. And in former times, people thought of water in different ways. Like there was different waters. There's different things in the waters, but there's only one type of water. But people, you got the fresh water and the salt water. But the fresh water was divided into the standing and that which is in the rivers and streams and all that. Hymn 10.31, Devas, 11 verses. May benediction of the gods approach us, holy to aid us with all rapid succors. Therewith may we be happily befriended and pass triumphant over all our troubles. A man should think on wealth and strive to win it by adoration on the path of order, counsel himself with his own mental insight, and grasp still nobler vigor with his spirit. The hymn is formed, poured are the allotted portions, as to afford friends come unto the wondrous. We have obtained the power of case and comfort. We have become acquainted with immortals. Pleased be the eternal Lord, who loves the household, with this man whom God's avatar created. May Banga Aryaman grace him with cattle. May he appear to him and be delightful, like the dawn's dwelling place. Be this assembly, where in their might men rich in food have gathered, striving to share the praises of this singer. Come to us, strengthening and effectual riches. This bull's most gracious, far extended favor existed first of all in full abundance. By his support they are maintained in common, who in the Asura's mansion dwell together. What was the tree, what wood in sooth produced it, from which they fashioned forth the earth and heaven? These twain stand fast and wax not old for ever. These have sung praise many a day and morning. Not only here is this, more is beyond us. He is the bull, the heavens and earth's supporter. With power divine he makes his skin a filter, and the bay coursers bear him on as Surya. He passes o'er the broad earth like a stega. He penetrates the world as wind the mist cloud. He, balmed with oil near Varuna and Mitra, like Agna in the wood, hath shot forth splendor. When suddenly called the cow that erst was barren, she self-protected, and in all her troubles. Earth, when the first son sprang from sire and mother, cast up the Sami, that which men were seeking, to Nreshad's son. They gave the name of Kanva, and he, the brown-hued courser, won the treasure. For him, dark-colored streamed the shining udder. None made it swell for him. Thus order willed it. And we think But we can think to Surah 33 of the Quran, where because a prophet is contacting God, God contacts them, and light beings and everybody else pray on his behalf. So we don't have to worship the various angels and stuff like this for them to make benedictions for us, or the material world to turn to us favorably in that way. Hymn 1032, Indra. 9 verses. Forth speed the pair to bring the meditating god, benevolent with boons, sent in return for boons. May Indra graciously accept both gifts from us. When he hath knowledge of the flowing soma juice, thou wanderest far, O Indra, through the spheres of light and realms of earth, the region thou whom many praise. Let those who often bring their solemn rites conquer the noisy babblers who present no gifts. More beautiful than beauty must this seem to me. When the son duly careth for his parents' line, the wife attracts the husband with a shout of joy, the man's auspicious marriage is performed aright. This beauteous place of meeting have I looked upon, where like milch cows the kine order the marriage train, where the herd's mother counts as first and best of all, and round her are the 7-toned people of the choir. The pious one hath reached your place before the rest. One only moves victorious with the Rudra's band. To these your helpers pour our meath, immortal gods, with whom your song of praise hath power to win their gifts. He who maintains the laws of God informed me that thou wast lying hidden in the waters. Indra, who knoweth well, beheld and showed thee. By him instructed am I come. O Agna, the stranger asks the way of him who knows it. Taught by the skilful guide, he travels onward. This is in truth the blessing of instruction. He finds the path that leads directly forward. Even now he breathed, these days hath he remembered. Concealed he sucked the bosom of his mother, yet in his youth old age hath come upon him. He hath grown gracious, good, and free from anger. O Kailasa, all these blessings, we bring them. O Kurusravana, who give riches, presents. May he, O wealthy princes, and the soma which I am bearing in my heart, reward you. And it's important to use different tones and stuff like this to create different effects. And it helps in saying some letters versus other letters. Hymn 1033, Various Deities, 9 verses. The urgings of the people have impelled me, and by the nearest way I bring you Pushan. The universal gods have brought me safely. The cry was heard, behold, Duhasasu cometh. The ribs that compass me give pain and trouble me like rival waves. Indigent, nakedness, exhaustion press me sore. My mind is fluttering like a bird's, as rats eat weaver's threads. Cares are consuming me, thy singer. Satkratu me, have mercy on us once. O Indra, bounteous Lord, be thou a father unto us. I, the priest's Rishi, choose as prince, most liberal Kurusravana, the son of Trasadasu's son, whose 3 bays harnessed to the car bear me straight onward. I will laud the giver of 1,000 meads, the sire of Upam-Asravas, even him whose words were passing sweet, as a fair field is to its lord. Mark Upam-Asravas, his son, Mark grandson of Mitratitha. I am thy father's eulogist. If I controlled immortal gods, yea, even were I lord of men, my liberal prince were living still. None lives, even had he 100 lives, beyond the statute of the gods. So am I parted from my friend. And one doesn't have to be a family line to have the power of its mention. But everybody lives according to their stated time. And as I said, there was more than one hymn for a funeral, and this is one of those ones that you can use. Hymn 10.34, dice, and so on. 14 verses. Sprung from tall trees on windy heights, these rollers transport me as they turn upon the table. Dearer to me, the die that never slumbers, than the deep draught of Mujavant's own Soma. She never vexed me, nor was angry with me, but to my friends and me was ever gracious, for the die's sake whose single point is final. Mine own devoted wife I alienated. My wife holds me aloof. Her mother hates me, the wretched man finds none to give him comfort. As of a costly horse, grown old and feeble, I find not any profit of the gamester. Others caress the wife of him, whose riches the die hath coveted. That rapid courser of him speak father, mother, brothers, saying, we know him not, bind him and take him with you. When I resolve to play with these no longer, my friends depart from me and leave me lonely. When the brown dice thrown on the board have rattled, like a fond girl, I seek the place of meeting. The gamester seeks the gambling house and wonders, his body all afire. Shall I be lucky? Still do the dice extend his eager longing, staking his gangs against his adversary. Dice fairly are armed with goads and driving hooks, deceiving and tormenting, causing grievous woe. They give frail gifts and then destroy the man who wins, thickly anointed with the player's fairest good. Merrily sports their troop, the 53, like Savitar the god whose ways are faithful. They bend not even to the mighty's anger. The king himself pays homage and reveres them. Downward they roll, and then spring quickly upward, and handless force the man with hands to serve them, cast on the board like lumps of magic charcoal. Though cold themselves, they bum the heart to ashes. The gambler's wife is left forlorn and wretched. The mother mourns the son who wanders homeless. In constant fear, in debt, and seeking riches, he goes by night into the home of others. Sad is the gambler when he sees a matron, another's wife, and his well-ordered dwelling. He yokes the brown steeds in the early morning, and when the fire is cold, sinks down an outcast to the great captain of your mighty army, who hath become the host's imperial leader. To him I show my 10 extended fingers. I speak the truth. No wealth am I withholding. Play not with dice. No, cultivate thy cornland. Enjoy the gain, and deem that wealth sufficient. There are thy cattle, there thy wife, O gambler. So this good Savitar himself hath told me. Make me your friend. Show us some little mercy. Assail us not with your terrific fierceness. Appease be your malignity and anger, and let the brown dice snare some other captive. Because vice is going to be there anyways. It's like, because George Soros says that if about being a Hitler Youth, about what he did to Taiwan and Japan, and what he's doing through a couple organizations that should be outlawed as terrorist organizations now, that if I didn't do it, someone else would have. If enough people drop that thought, then certain things won't happen. And whether you win or lose when it comes to gambling and unlawful increase, it's not just usury or interest, doesn't always fall under that definition, but there's a loser on both sides. Hymn 10.35, Visvadevas, 14 verses. These fires associate with Indra are awake, bringing their light when first the dawn begins to shine. May heaven and earth, great pair, observe our holy work. We claim for us this day the favor of the gods. Yea, for ourselves we claim the grace of heaven and earth, of Sarjanavat, of the hills and mother streams. For innocence, we pray to Surya and the dawn, so may the flowing Soma bring us bliss today. May the great twain, the mothers, heaven and earth, this day preserve us free from sin, for peace and happiness. May morning sending forth her light drive sin afar. We pray to kindled Agni for felicity. May this first dawn bring us the host of gracious gods, rich, may it richly shine for us who strive for wealth. The wrath of the malignant may we keep afar. We pray to kindled Agni for felicity. Dawns who come forward with the bright beams of the sun, and at your earliest flushing, bring to us the light. Shine ye on us today, auspicious for renown. We pray to kindle Agni for felicity. Free from all sickness, may the mornings come to us, and let our fires mount upward with a lofty blaze. The Aspen pair have harnessed their swift-moving car. We pray to kindled Agni for felicity. Send us today a portion choice and excellent. O Savitar, for thou art he who dealeth wealth. I cry to Vishana, mother of opulence, we pray to kindled Agni for felicity. Further me in this declaring of eternal law, the law of gods as we mortals acknowledge it. The sun goes up beholding all the rays of morn. We pray to kindled Agni for felicity. This day we pray for innocence in stirring grass, adjusting pressing stones, and perfecting the hymn. Thou in the Adityas movest restlessly. We pray to kindled Agni for felicity. To our great holy grass I bid the gods at morn to banquet, and will seat them as the seven priests, Varuna, Indra, Mitra, Banka, for our gang. We pray to kindled Agni for felicity. Come hither, O Adityas, for our perfect weal, accordant help our sacrifice, that we may thrive. Pushan, Brahaspati, Baka, both Aspens, and in kindled Agni we implore for happiness. Adityas, gods vouchsafe that this, our home may be praiseworthy, prosperous, our heroes' sure defense, for cattle, for our sons, for progeny, for life. We pray to kindled Agni for felicity. This day may all the Marutas all be near us with aid. May all our fires be well enkindled. May all gods come to us with gracious favor. May spoil and wealth be ours, and all possessions. He whom ye aid, O deities, in battle, whom ye protect and rescue from affliction, who fears no danger at your milk libation, such may we be to feast the gods, ye mighty. And, these things build upon each other. You start with the simple things, and you build your way up to doing more complex rituals or having more complex connections. In 10.36, Vedas, 14 verses. There are the dawn and night, the grand and beauteous pair, earth, heaven, and Varuna, Mitra, and Aryaman. Indra I call the Marutas, mountains, and the floods. Adityas, heaven and earth, the waters and the sky. May Dyaus and Prithivi, wise, true to holy law, keep us in safety from distress and injury. Let not malignant Nerete rule over us. We crave today this gracious favor of the gods, mother of Mitra and of opulent Varuna. May Aditya preserve us safe from all distress. May we obtain the light of heaven without a foe. We crave this gracious favor of the gods today. May ringing pressed stones keep the Rakshasas afar. Ill dream and Narete and each voracious fiend. May the Adityas and the Marutas shelter us. We crave this gracious favor of the gods today. Full flow libations on our grass let Indra sit. Brahaspati the singer laud with Saman hymns. Wise be our hearts, imaginings that we may live. We crave this gracious favor of the gods today. Ye Astans, make our sacrifice ascend to heaven, and animate the rite that it may send us bliss. Offered with holy oil, with forward speeding rain. We crave the gracious favor of the gods today. Hither I call the band of Marutas, swift to hear, great purifying, bringing bliss. Be our friends. May we increase our wealth to glorify our name. We crave this gracious favor of the gods today. We bring the stay of life, who makes the waters swell, swift hearing, friend of gods, who waits on sacrifice. May we control that power Soma, whose rays are bright. We crave this gracious favor of the gods today. Alive ourselves with living sons, devoid of guilt. May we win this with winners by fair means to win. Let the poor haters bear our sin to every side. We crave this gracious favor of the gods today. Hear us, O ye who claim the worship of mankind, and give us, O ye heroes, the gift for which we pray, victorious wisdom, fame with heroes, and with wealth. We crave today this gracious favor of the gods. We crave the gracious favor of the gods today, great favor of great gods, sublime and free from foes, that we may gain rich treasures sprung from heroes' sons. We crave this gracious favor of the gods today, in great enkindled Agnes' keeping, and for bliss free from all sin before Mitra and Varuna, may we share Savitar's best animating help. We crave this gracious favor of the gods today. All ye the gods whom Savitar the father of truth and Varuna and Mitra govern, give us prosperity with hero children and opulence in kind and various treasure. Savitar, Savitar from cast and eastward. Savitar, Savitar from north and southward. Savitar, send us perfect health and comfort. Savitar, let our days of life be lengthened. So from east and west, we're not listening above and below, are we? Why is that? Hymn 1037. Surya. 12 verses. Do homage unto Varuna's and Mitra's eye. Offer this solemn worship to the mighty God, who seeth far away. The ensign born of gods, sing praises unto Surya, to the son of Dyaus. May this, my truthful speech, guard me on every side, wherever heaven and earth and days are spread abroad. All else that is in motion finds a place of rest. The waters ever flow, and ever mounts the sun. No godless man from time remotest draws thee down. When thou art driving forth with winged dappled steeds, one lustre waits upon thee moving to the east. Cast. And Surya, thou arisest with a different light. O Surya, with the light whereby thou scatterest gloom, and with thy ray impellest every morning thing. Keep far from us all feeble, worthless sacrifice, and drive away disease and every evil dream. Send forth, thou guardest well the universe's law, and in thy wonted way arisest free from wrath. When Surya, we address our prayers to thee today. May the gods favor this, our purpose and desire, this invocation. These are words. May heaven and earth and Indra and the waters and the Marutas hear. Never may we suffer want in presence of the sun, and living happy lives may we attain old age, cheerful in spirit, evermore and keen of sight, with store of children free from sickness and from sin. Long living may we look, O Surya, upon thee uprising. Day by day, thou great as Mitra is. Surya, may we live long and look upon thee still, thee, O far-seeing one, bringing the glorious light, the radiant God, the spring of joy to every eye, as thou art mounting up o'er the high-shining flood, thou, by whose lustre all the world of life comes forth, and by thy beams again returns unto its rest. O Surya, with the golden hair, ascend for us day after day, still bringing purer innocence. Bless us with shine, bless us with perfect daylight, bless us with cold and fervent heat and luster. Bestow on us, O Surya, varied riches to bless in our home, and when we travel, gods to our living creatures of both kinds vouchsafe protection, both the bipeds and quadrupeds, that they may drink and eat invigorating food. So grant us health and strength and perfect innocence. If by some grievous sin we have provoked the gods, O deities, with the tongue, our thoughtlessness of heart, that guilt, O Vasus, lay upon the evil one, on him who ever leads us into deep distress. And nowadays people talk about in too binary of terms and act like, oh, well, all other worship is just sun worship and moon worship. And it's like, well, no. And even when we think that it's these people worshiping the sun and the moon and stuff, they're not worshiping the sun and the moon and the stars and stuff. They're worshiping some being of that.